Hi, this is Geeks Assembled, and we are reviewing Doctor Who. Again, we are speeding our way through Series 12, and we're already at Episode 7. This is the Haunting of Villa Diodati on the shores of Lake Geneva, I mean. And, the Brigadier was there along a lot at Lake Geneva, Switzerland, and so I'm glad that we got to go back there. Anyway, didn't mention him though. So this is about Mary Shelley, and not the Mary Shelley that you've been listening to in the audios either. But with all of that to be said, there are four guys here who want to review with me. I'm really glad that they do, because we got a lot to go through. This is the Haunting of Villa Diodati. Would you please do your opening thoughts? And let's start with Alex.
Yeah, I like the dialogue. It was interesting that they had what?
I thought she was going to go to me first.
Yeah. I do like how the Cyberman looks, and I do like the fact that it is sort of a it's not a fully enclosed Cyberman. I guess it's had a lot of battle damage or whatever.
From
the ending I'm not really sure of, but I've heard that a lot of people really enjoyed this episode and thought it was very well written. So hopefully that will help for next year and the year after, we hope.
Okay, thanks. Alex, then, since you really wanted to go for it.
Well, I'll tell you what, this really did put the willies up me. It really
what the heck does that mean?
It was spooky. When you put the willies up someone, it means it's spooky.
All right.
That's what it means in the UK. I don't know what it means in America, but that's what it means in the UK.
All right.
So is
that's what I say anyway. Yeah, I thought it was really spooky. There was some terrifically frightening scenes with that Cyberman. Towards the end, with when he reveals that he killed his children and things like that, and he only saved the baby because it was weak and feeble. I just thought that it was really spine chilling. I mean, it was such an amazing episode, and it's actually the first time that this writer's written for Doctor Who, and she's done an amazing job. 100%, a 10 out of 10. I'm saying it now.
Well,
I'm getting out there now.
Well, thank you for your quick review. Let's go to Jake, please. What did you think of the Haunting of Villa Diodati, Mr. Kant?
Marley, this episode was superb. The writing, the direction, the lighting, the characters. Jodie was at her best in this episode. This has been her best performance. For me, it's going to be really controversial, but I think for me, this is my favourite new series episode since Journey's End in 2008. That's how much I enjoyed this episode. And I'm so glad that Maxine's coming back next season. She is superb. And what she has done with the Cyberman, like Alid said, to seize the baby, my God. This was Doctor Who at its finest. And I'm so glad that Chibnall didn't have anything to do with writing this story. It just shows how much potential writers by themselves have. And it is perfection. I can see myself rewatching this one over and over again, how good it was. 10 from me too.
Oh, no. Gosh, you guys are jumping the gun so fast. Okay. Mikey, please, what's your opening thoughts? And I guess your score.
So, okay, since I saw the episode yesterday, it was a kind of good vibe, and it was very interesting. I do love the setting, the time, place, and it was very interesting learning about the history, the creator of Frankenstein, and all historical moments. And I was surprised they brought a recurring theme of Captain Jack Harkness. It was very interesting. That got my attention very well. But yeah, for my score, I do love this episode as always. A 13 out of 13. 13
Okay.
out of 13 for-
This podcast has gone slightly off the rails, but no, that's okay. I'm enjoying it as well. I thought that these spooky Edwardians or Victorians that were gathered to talk about haunted things and spooky things, and Percy Shelley cloistered in his room because he's been sucked off into another zone and stuff, and
I must have missed that bit.
And the wonderful performance of the other lady who played Mary Shelley. Let me see what her name was. Her name was Lily Miller, and she did not play Mary Shelley exactly the way that Julie Cox does, but she does do you could see how the two characters could be together, could be the same person. There are some differences, but generally you can marry the two Marys and create a solid character with a solid timeline. It's a little tricky, but this is Doctor Who, and all things are possible. Let me go around and get your favorite moments and things that you could have done differently.
I wouldn't have done anything differently. And I think what doesn't get praised enough in this episode either was everybody's praising the dark elements of the story, but I thought there was some really good, funny, comedic parts as well. I thought the scenes with Graham were brilliant, and him desperate for the loo. And I just thought Graham was such class in this episode. But one of the things that I really loved, which I didn't know I loved it at the time, was the poem at the end. Because I thought when he said she is the universe, I just thought that was added in for a bit of cheese, to make it a bit cheesy, to have a bit of a cheesy line to finish on. And then I found out, no, that is a real poem that he wrote. That's a real poem that you can actually go and read. And I thought
that Percy Shelley wrote or Lord Byron wrote, because there were two awesome authors there.
Yeah, Lord Byron. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I thought that's so cool that they added that in there. Yeah, I just thought the episode was stunning. I just thought, and also how he was the ghost, and you went back and you saw the flashback of what you were seeing, like the pot being smashed behind the maid, and then of course he was the ghost in the doorway that he kept on seeing. I just thought, wow, that was really well. This episode was really well told and really well written, and I think it's definitely. I agree with Jake. I think it's one of the best of New Who. I really do, because I was actually scared for once. I actually thought there's a bit of danger in this episode, and that Cyberman, he was really, really freaky. He was spooky. I mean, just the way he talked and the way he moved, he felt like a real presence in the room. It was just one Cyberman, but he felt so dangerous. He felt so dangerous. And just the way he spoke at the end, and not even the Doctor won. The Doctor lost. She didn't win. She lost. Even she said she lost. She doesn't win all the time. Yeah, amazing. Amazing. Does anybody else want to jump in?
Yeah. What's your favorite thoughts, Jake?
Oh God, this is like Ella's been saying. I can't find faults in this story. This Cyberman was perfection. This is probably my favourite Cyberman story since, I don't know, Earthshock, probably. You could see his gnarly hands, his face, the way he moved, the way he talked. It was so unlike anything that we've seen with the Cybermen. It worked, if that makes sense. Because you've got and it proved that it's not only innocent people that get converted, murderers and psychopaths get converted as well. And I think it's worked really well in this story. Like the cellar scenes where he's like, I slit their throats because they joined the resistance. All the hairs on my body went on end when he said that. I thought, Christ almighty, is this past the watershed? Because this is how this story was going. It was very Philip Hinchcliffe in a way. I can imagine this story being a season 13, season 14, Fourth Doctor story, Philip Hinchcliffe at their own, written by Robert Holmes. That's how good it was.
And Mary Whitehouse complaining, yeah.
Yeah, this really radiated as a classic Philip Hinchcliffe story in a way, with the body horror elements. And it's really, really fantastic to see Doctor Who go in this direction with the Cybermen properly and see it properly. Like, you can see the exposed stuff and all the scars. Oh, I could talk about it all day. But yeah, and like the bits where Jodie's obviously talking about Bill, which I never want to see that happen again. I never want anyone to go through that again.
Or Danny.
But we don't care about Danny.
Yeah.
The Bill. And then that bit where there's tension between Ryan, Yaz, Graham, and her, when it's like sometimes this team element isn't always flat; it's mountainous. And I'm at the summit.
Yeah.
Oh, God, Jodie literally scalped me, ripped off my weave. She was amazing in this episode. How good she was. And I'm so happy to say that, because after the last 2 episodes, I had been worried that we're going back into Series 11 route. Then blimmin' Dark Jodie came out of nowhere, like, BAM! There you go. But besides what she said in Nikola Tesla episode, this has got that and dulled it to like 1,000. She was so good. We can see a raw anger and like darkness inside of her that I've been waiting for since Series 11. And I'm so happy we got it in a story like this because it worked.
And you know what as well? It didn't feel rushed.
None of the action felt wooden either from the companions, which is another issue that
I felt like everybody had, even though it was a large cast. I mean, Orphan 55 was a large cast, but they didn't know what to do with all those characters. Here, everybody was involved. Everybody had something.
Yeah, because you kind of knew the characters in advance. I mean, if you've been listening to the audios, you have a really good grasp on who Mary is and who Percy is and who Lord Byron is. But even if you just knew their stories in advance, you kind of knew where this thing was coming from.
Byron as well. Can I just say, Byron actually did collect bones.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, he really did. Yeah.
He was a spooky guy. So here's Alex. What's your favorite moments?
Favorite moments. Yeah, I mean, I really like the dialogue, and I really like the fact that the Cybermen is not totally complete. Of course, I guess that also teaches that you should probably use a net if you want to fish things out of a stream or whatever. But yeah, except for the ending, I did like it, and I was wondering about that too, because I know that Big Finish has had some stories with the Cybermen as well. But I mean, at least it isn't like Nightmare and Silver and other.
Oh, don't mention those, Alex. You don't need to.
Too much evolution happening too quickly. But now we'll have to see what happens with the arc anyway. We'll have to see what how they resolve the stories.
Can I just quickly say something?
And Mikey, what's your favorite moments? Just hold on a second, Jake, and then we'll do it. We'll open up the floor. What's your favorite moments, Mikey?
Well, the thing is, my favorite moments in the show was the Cybermen. I was surprised there was a hybrid of a human Cyberman, and that was actually very brilliant. Very brilliant. Not gonna lie. Also, about the whole house thing, like the house playing as a mind thing, like a mind trick. It reminded me of like the older Doctor Who episodes that play like your mind or what, that you're there but not really, you're not there. It's just interesting. It grabs my attention. I'm like, what is this source of chicory? Is this like some Doctor Who episode that is full of like a dreamscape or what? It was just, I just loved it. I just loved every moment of it. Also, the best part, I know Graham has the best parts in the episodes. So I love when Graham and Ryan was saying they didn't want to duel because that one lunatic crazy boy wanted to duel both of them. I was like, my boys, they don't, my dude, he doesn't, both of them don't have a gun or a
He was
sword.
going to get his pistol out. That
Yeah,
would
he
have
was gonna
pleased
get his
Jake.
pistol. Yeah, I was like, what the I was like, what the hell? Why would you want to kill both of them? They have no pills or nothing. They don't want to be killed. It's just damn rude. but yeah, but overall, I do love when the doctor and the friends had to experience some fear in the episode. This is full like actual fear. I knew the doctor was in a worried, a panicking of state. The doctor was just like, I know what you guys were saying that she couldn't win, and I knew she didn't win. She did one part to win, but she hasn't finished it yet. But I hope that will resolve in the next two-part episodes. I hope that will resolve. But yeah, that's my favorite thoughts. Again, I love all of the episodes.
And can I just say
Great.
another thing that I like?
Yeah.
That they're all in costume.
Let's open up the floor.
They're in
What-
costume, you know.
Yeah.
They're in keeping with the period that it's in. And the actual the no summer thing is actually real as well.
The costume
Isn't
is
it?
fabulous.
Yeah.
Can I say what I was going to say earlier?
No.
So it's doing a big finish thing. Because a lot of people at Trevor's throats about it, and it's going to cause a lot of controversy. But BBC aren't at liberty to follow with big finish stuff. They don't have to, because it's up to the BBC what they put in stories. If this so people should expect Big Finish to be contradicted sometimes. It's gonna happen, and it's up to the BBC really, and Chibnall and all that. So that's where did it say that? I'm not upset that it's been contradicted because I put them both as separate timeline thing. But yeah.
I can kind of see how they'd get married like the things would get married together because the Eighth Doctor never remembers anything for very long. He has amnesia every 5 episodes or 10 episodes or something, and so of course the Doctor wouldn't necessarily remember Mary from her time.
Exactly. So
I know what I was going to say. You know what I found really chilling as well? When the maid is hiding in the little box in the crate with the baby, and then and then you hear the neck snap.
Yeah.
Of the maid, and as well the other death with the butler.
Do you know what would have made this Cyberman even more creepy? Is if now and then they had like blood streaming down, like the human side of his face or something. The so that the machine is still pumping through him, sort of thing.
Susie's here.
Hey, welcome, Susan. I would like to have your opening thoughts and your favorite moments, and go ahead and rate it. And we're into our roundtable discussion afterward. So go for it.
All right. So this episode was kind of fun, and I had a good time. I thought the funniest moments were I loved it when Byron kept hitting on the Doctor and she kept shutting him down. That was kind of funny. And the lone Cyberman, kind of weird. I'm still a little confused by him, but I'm sure they'll tell us more about that later. And overall it was pretty good. I mean, at least it advanced the story. I'm still confused about how Mary Shelley is going to write Frankenstein, because it was supposed to happen that night that they had that bet, and it didn't happen. So I don't know. That was kind of confusing. I would give this one probably an 8.5. I liked it.
Cool. And,
everybody's getting their scores in early tonight.
Yeah. Alex, what's your
Susan.
what's your score? Just score it.
Edit to save. All right, I'll give it a 7.5.
All
We're
right.
never seeing Alex again. Dear viewer, that's the last you'll see of
I
Alex.
know. He's always controversial, but that's because he's really smart.
I gotta
let
say,
me-
I love a good plume.
yeah.
Plume, yes.
A good plume. Yeah, that was
Plume,
nice.
yes. Like Jodie's got on there.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Has she been mad since? She has been mad since series 11. That's how mad she is.
And she's you know, her plumes are like the ones that she wore as a first doctor in France, right?
Yeah. It's sort of like
Yes.
the reign of terror.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well remembered, Susan.
Thanks. I'll bring Hartnell into most things if I can.
As well as the Brigadier. How can you bring the Brigadier in?
Because of the Lake Geneva, I already did.
Oh, you already did. Oh, right, yeah. And he was a Cyberman, of course.
And he was a Cyberman. That's true.
Could you imagine if the reveal was when she asked, "Who were you?" and he just goes, "The Brigadier."
No,
that would have been
Adric.
Yeah. One of those.
Weber.
Anyway. Rory Williams. My name was Rory Williams.
My name was Chloe Webber.
All right, so yeah, so what are we expecting from, all right, first of all, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 cyber Quicksilvers.
Plumes. 10
Well,
10
yeah. No, but I like the fact that we've moved from cyber mats to cyber mites.
Well, this is like liquid.
This is like liquid cyber.
Yeah.
It
goes into your veins. It's like a drug, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was interesting. Liquid cyber. I didn't. That was new. Is that new?
Yeah, it's new. At least I think it's new.
It sort of harkens back to what Nightmare in Silver was trying to do, but not
trying
shit.
to.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Those cyber mites weren't small enough yet. This is what I knew that they would end up with. What I was hoping that they'd end up with the cyber thing, because cyber, the reason that it's so difficult to believe cyber conversion happens in a
complicated
hospital with like lots of like knives and things is because there are not a whole bunch of cyber conversion spots all over the world just kind of left over.
And can I just add as well, the staircase is from the parallel universe where Jackie and Pete lives. The staircase, the main staircase.
Really?
Yeah, it's where Jackie and Pete live, Tyler.
Oh,
and you remember she says, Rose, come on, Rose, and then the dog runs down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same. It's the same location. And also, the guy behind Jake was actually the kid in Mr. Bean.
Mm-hmm. And he was in Years and Years.
Yeah, in Years and Years. Yeah, written by Rusty Davis.
You've got to see him with your clothes on in that.
Are you talking about Jacob Collins Levy?
No. Maxim Vardy, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
But the whole thing was brilliant. I mean, visually brilliant, brilliantly acted, brilliantly written, everything. There was no faults whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to change my score. I'll make it a 9 instead.
It was generally really good. I mean, the location, and the BBC always do these period pieces extremely well. Like the costumes are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the writer really did her homework.
Yeah, Maxine Anderson has really blown me away, considering she's never written for science fiction before. And I've always stood by my saying that the only people who could write the Cybermen properly were their creators in the 60s. But no, she's just knocked me out the park.
Yeah,
What
but
an
this is
amazing
the thing.
writer.
This is the thing. You don't need to have written sci-fi to be good at sci-fi.
She's from Emmerdale. She writes Emmerdale.
Exactly. You don't. If you're a good writer, yeah, you can do it. If you're a good writer, you got talent. You put your mind to it. You can do it. That's what she did. She did her research on the stuff, and that's why it's a good episode, because she did her research. She worked out who the characters were. She went in to look at documents, history about these characters, and then she wrote the story and PR. It's absolutely wonderful. It's brilliant. It's definitely a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I would give it 20 out of 10. I'd give it 100 out of 10. I think it is a really, really classic episode that will be watched for years to come and enjoyed. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. No matter what the next 2 episodes are like, they're not going to be as good as this. I hate to tell you that they're not, because really, this is excellent stuff. And Doctor Who, it does excellent stuff every now and again, but mostly Doctor Who is pretty, you know, a lot of stories are average. They've always been like that. But this was excellent stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just brilliant.
I think I would hope that they would continue a great arc with a nice build and a nice explosion at the end. But what you said does have some merit, but I'm just hoping for some really exciting build up.
Yeah, but to have an episode so tightly written as this, I mean, this was really well thought out, and it kept you watching. It was really exciting to watch.
Yeah. You can't beat this for the finale. It's not in his writing capability.
And as well, what do you all think about Graham seeing ghosts?
Yeah. One of the side effects of having a brain tumor is hallucinations. So a lot of fans think Graham's cancer's come back, and it's going to be like revealed in the second part of the finale that his cancer's come back.
Oh.
Actually, I was wondering that myself.
Oh God, we're bringing back.
That was an odd thing that never got explained really well. It was bizarre.
That was just bizarre out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's probably because this is still a free party. You've got to remember, this is still leading into the next 2 parts, so maybe his cancer has come back.
Yeah.
And that's how it's going to be explained.
Maybe they decided, hey, period drama, let's throw in a few ghosts. That would be kind of weird, considering the episode was such a good one.
They gave him a nice salad, though.
A salad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Salad.
Oh,
Anyway, should I do my rate?
I want to put my thoughts very quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, so do you know what? I've been thinking about this for a quick minute. Remember what I said about the whole cancer thing will come back down in these 2 episodes? What if it's going to happen?
I reckon it will.
Yeah, we reckon it will come, yeah. Jake's made himself invisible like the ghost. Jake's a ghost.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just having my own
Jake,
thoughts.
where are you going? I'm not even
It's not going to work now. Fuck.
Are you going as ghosts? Are you supposed to be Danny Phantom?
One does not understand that reference.
Oh, you don't know Danny Phantom? Never mind. Wrong show, I guess. But yeah, with the cancer thing, I've been thinking again. I'm all agreeing with you with this, but like, remember the last podcast that I was thinking that this is going to happen? I think it will definitely. It's leading up to something.
I reckon they're going to turn Graham into Cyberman.
Yeah, but they might not convert him if he's got cancer.
Well, we gotta wait. Again,
they can convert him and just get rid of the cancer.
Maybe that's the choice that Jodie has to make, or Graham has to make. You know, do I live as a Cyberman and not have cancer,
Yeah.
Or do I die of the cancer?
I think I'd die of the cancer.
Well, to be honest,
Like he might have a choice to become like the lone Cyberman.
I think I'd die of the cancer.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I don't
quite
know.
deep for Doctor Who, isn't it?
Well, even if it's truly a choice, yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. Go ahead.
But to be honest, I hope they make a good like writing with this, with the whole thing. It's just out of nowhere. We got one thing from the other episode, and we need to find out what's gonna happen. They need to make it a good, like, simple, good plot, or you get. I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm thinking. They need to make a good like
ending.
Yeah.
You know what's
yeah.
What's really odd is that I don't think these companions have been utilized enough. I don't think that we have had enough stories with them. I mean, they've been in the background, but I just don't feel like
their best this episode.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, for example, Rory and Amy, you liked Rory and Amy. You understood Rory and Amy. These companions...
I didn't like Rory and Amy.
Oh, I did. And
I really didn't.
You're not gonna sell too much of the 11th Doctor stuff to Alad here.
But just using it as an example, those were characters that were fleshed out a lot. And
I'll tell you who was fleshed out. Donna.
Yeah, Donna.
Donna was fleshed out.
Donna didn't have enough. Donna was barely there for a season. I was so disappointed by that. That was the best character ever.
Yeah, agreed.
It was.
So difficult.
Best character ever. Next River Song. River Song is a good. Is right up there with Donna.
River Song needs a slap if she keeps popping up in my Big Finish.
I wouldn't mention River Song, Susie.
Can't stand her.
River Song might enjoy a nice slap from you.
Susie likes all the characters we hate, Jake. Apart from Donna, I love Donna. I love Donna. Hands up, I love Donna.
I just can't. I know that it had to do with her scheduling, but it was such a tragedy that she only had that short season, and she didn't even have hardly. I really hated that they put that other companion back in with her for a bunch of episodes.
Oh, Martha.
Yeah, God, I hated Martha.
I love how they put into a series.
And I was so upset. They wasted Donna's season with more Martha. It's like, go away.
So, are we all looking forward to the next episode then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks unique.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's post a cyber war. It's one they've already taken over Earth, haven't
We're
they?
going to see what that Cyberman looks like before he was converted.
Yeah, he's in the trailer, isn't he? Yeah.
I haven't seen a promo for that yet, so I don't.
Yeah, we're going to see him. We're going to see the guy who becomes the lone Cyberman.
So that was the lone Cyberman that Jack was talking about?
Yeah, this is the lone Cyberman that Jack's talking about. We're going to see how he becomes the lone Cyberman in the next
There he is.
What happens if the lone Cyberman turns out to be like the converted Graham? And it's all been a red herring.
Does it really? I don't really care how he became the lone Cyberman.
Yeah, but it might. But what I don't understand is how do the Cybermen play into the Timeless Children? Because the Timeless Children's the last episode, and it's the Cyberman one as well, because it's obviously 3-part.
I haven't given my rating yet.
Hey?
No idea.
I haven't given my final score yet.
You have?
Yeah, you have. You gave it a 10.
You gave it ages ago.
Oh, yeah. To that 10.
What was your score? Okay. Hey, Jake, why don't you tell us your score?
My score, I'll give it an infinite out of 10 because I loved it that much. But I'll give it a 10. I really did enjoy this. Probably my favourite New Who episode next to Planet of the Ooze.
And Jake is very picky. Jake is very hard to please.
I'm very hard to please.
Is your favorite Who episode?
Yeah, I loved it.
Planet of the Ooze is your favorite Who episode?
I love it.
Oh, Planet of the Ooze is your favorite Who episode?
It's one of my favorite New Who episodes.
Yeah, I love Planet of the Ooze.
It's a good episode. I wouldn't call it my favorite.
Series 4 review. Lee's gonna moan.
I mean, the song, the Ood song, that's amazing.
No, it's a great
Song
episode.
of Freedom.
It's just not. one of my favorite all-time episodes. I just
And when he
So Jake-
converts at the end into the Ood and his hair falls out.
oh, that's disgusting.
But do you know what? I
That was
also
just
have to say,
horrifying.
I
Just
also,
horrifying. Just
I also have to say, Turn Left is amazing.
Turn Left was amazing. Turn
Mm.
Left is very dark. Turn
I
Left
like
is
Fires of
amazing.
Pompeii too.
Yeah, I
So-
like Fires of Pompeii. Just say one.
Fires-
Just say
I
one.
love Fires of Pompeii. That's probably my favorite Donna episode.
I love
It
those
really is.
Cybermen, the new ones that are coming.
That and her initial episode, the wedding dress, whatever that was called.
The Runaway Bride.
That
Runaway
Bride.
Bride.
You know what I'm noticing here? I'm noticing that the Cybermen kind of slot in terms of their outfit, their
Yeah,
Kit?
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
between the 5th Doctor, 6th Doctor Cybermen and
There's Mondasian in there as well. The arm
Right.
is
Yeah,
very.
but they're from the future.
oh yeah,
aren't they?
yeah, okay, I see that. I okay.
Crazy.
Anyway, it's pre Cybus Industries
Yes. it's
Cybermen.
Cybus
Those ones
Industries.
behind him ain't Cybus Industries because the chest plate's wrong. It's Mondasian because it's a circle, not a C.
Right.
Yep.
A little bit of trivia for you all.
Yeah.
So, Jake, I think you should score this episode now.
Yeah, come
I
on,
give
Jake.
Come on.
this 10 out of 10. It was brilliant, fantastic, amazing, spectacular.
Could you score it again, please?
All right, Susan, that's enough. We've heard it. Let's
Sorry,
God.
I couldn't resist.
Smart Alec. Anyway, I'm really glad that we've are we ready for what's coming? The ascension of the Cybermen?
Yeah.
I'm really
No,
worried
I'm never
now.
ready
I'm
for
really worried
Cybermen.
that Chibnall's going to kill some of them off.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking
Someone-
Yeah, I think that's coming now.
because none
He's
of them
gonna
are
kill
back
I'm
to
just-
series 13. None of the companions are.
I'm
I think
just
he might
nervous
kill all
it's
of
not
them.
going to be that great. I hope.
I'm
it's
really
gonna be
worried he might kill all
fabulous.
of them.
Well, none of the companions are signed on for series 13. So I reckon they're all going to
That
get
we
killed
know
off.
I
of.
thought
That
Graham
we
was
know
signed
of.
on.
No,
I thought Bradley Walsh was signed on.
Well,
I reckon they're going to kill him off.
maybe.
gonna
but
kill
we
him
don't
off.
Wow,
know
you
for
guys
sure.
are so negative.
But aren't
No
they in the
way.
Why?
Christmas special? Wait there, aren't they in the Dalek special?
Well,
Yeah.
no one's
I will say,
filming of
I
it.
don't like
No
the
one's seen
fact
any
I think-
people on set.
they wait
Everybody's
too long
talking
for
over
the
each
series.
other. Jake, what was you saying?
No one has seen any of the main cast, like companion-wise, on set filming the special.
But that has been filmed though, because that's the one with the Daleks,
There
isn't
has
it?
been filming, but we don't know who was there on filming.
Maybe it's just Jodie on her
If
own.
you don't know who, then
Maybe it's just a
you
Doctor
can't say that
episode.
no one was seen.
I
Because
would-
no
I
one.
would love a story with just the Doctor and a whole
Yeah.
army of Daleks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that. That'd be amazing.
Well, not all the Christmas specials have all the companions in them. So
No, that's true. Yeah.
yeah, I hope that it's fabulous. I really do. My concern for Doctor Who as a series is how long they wait between series to broadcast.
Yeah, it's
I
not
think
going to
that's
change.
a real problem. I think that when they make us wait so long, it's really hard, even though I love the show, to keep up my interest. I mean, that's what happened to me with Sherlock. It was so long between seasons, I started to just not care anymore. So
That's right.
that's my fear with Doctor Who.
That's
So I
a
would-
valid concern. Hey, Mikey, what were you saying?
Okay, you know what? I'm agreeing with Susan as well. I was almost losing my interest with the show, almost. But luckily I got my whole energy back. I still like the show, and yeah, I decided to do something the next weekend or so, since the 2 episodes are going to be airing. So I decided to do an Instagram poll of vote for my viewing. I decided to think, should I rewatch all of series 12? And you know what? Most of the votes were all yeses. So should
I
I
like
rewatch
series
all
11.
of series? So should I rewatch all of series 12? I wanted to bring this up to you guys. Should I rewatch all of series 12?
Should you
If
rewatch
you
all
want
the
to, why
series?
not? If you
Yeah.
want to, go ahead. Why not?
Yeah, because I've been debating myself because there've been so many shows that I've been watching, and it was so intense for me. I'm like, have to go to this show. I have to go to this show. But you know, Doctor Who is still in a place in my heart, and it's very good.
Good.
But yeah, but I can't wait for next week's episode. I am very, very ready, and I'm very hyped up for it. It's just, I know they take like big hiatuses and stuff. Believe me, it takes time and effort to make these things, and a lot of budget. Believe me, it's not easy to make a Doctor Who story, unless if you have a creative mind. I'm not calling out anyone, but I do like when they put a lot of creative effort and time. If you know what I mean, Susan.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. So
Yeah, something like that.
I'm excited too. And I'm looking
Yeah,
forward
that's
to.
all I'm.
I think that there will be something that will connect the Cybermen to the timeless child or
I
the
can't
timeless.
work that one out though. How?
I don't know,
No, I don't know. I've
but
talked
there
to
has
loads
to
of
be
people about it.
something,
No one can
right?
work it out.
Right? There has to be a connect somewhere.
I mean, I
Stranger
do
things
think
will
that
happen.
Joe Martin is in the next episode,
That's a possibility.
and
Or in the final one.
I actually think Joe Martin will come and help the Doctor. You'll have two doctors teaming up, our Doctor and Joe Martin's Doctor, to defeat the Cybermen.
That would be
So you
cool. I'd love
Yeah,
that.
I think they'll have them teaming up. My brother did say, what if it's like a cyber, the Cyberman version of the Time War, and then Joe Martin is the War Doctor in this Time War.
I thought that she could have been something like a war doctor in whatever
Yeah.
alternate dimension she is, but
Like
it's all
this is
very
a Time
confusing.
War type scenario, but not with the
Oh,
Daleks,
wow.
with the Cybermen.
Right.
Right.
Because she's
Okay,
very War
seriously though.
Doctory.
Look at Alan in your background. That's got to be one of the worst hats ever on Yaz's head. I mean, come on.
I love Jodie's
That is a horrible
expression.
hat.
I love Jodie's expression.
I like the expression, but boy, I saw the hat in previews and I was like, God, that's a horrible period hat. Give that woman a decent hat. It looks like she's about to take off.
Okay.
No, she looks like she's an angel, like
An
like
angel.
that's a halo.
That's what they used to wear back then.
Yeah.
No, all those period dramas of Jane Austen, I don't remember seeing big fat hats like that.
That's because they were. That's because they were books.
Yeah.
And they were indoors. This was an outdoor traveling hat.
Yeah. Susie. Put you in your
Upstairs,
place, Susie.
upstairs, downstairs, and then you go in and you take off your hat. You take off your bonnet, your
Yeah,
travel
your bonnet. Yeah, your bonnet. Yeah.
It's just so flat.
Oh, that's so amazing. Can hardly see it though, but
That's from next week.
Something like this, and it's like this. It's kind of like a big daisy or something.
Oh, do share that, Jake, with our chat group.
she looks
Thank
like
you.
the back of a goose.
I'll get a clearer version of
The
it
back
for you,
end of a
Susan.
goose, Susie.
Cool. Thank you.
Anyways, guys, I'm gonna have to get
She's
going.
wearing
It's
the
been
back
nice
end of a
talking to all
goose.
you guys on this podcast, but
Okay.
I
Okay,
have to go now.
see you, Mikey.
I'll see
Thanks,
for coming
Mikey. Thanks for coming on the podcast, and please do come back next Monday to review the Ascension of the Cybermen.
I will.
Thank
Don't
you.
worry. Anyways, goodbye, everyone. I'll be always here.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Who was that then?
He was Mikey. He was the 14th Doctor.
So,
So yeah,
version of the hat.
Oh.
He
Just
couldn't
did a
find it.
large fart then, sorry. I had to mute myself.
Thank you for muting. You know,
I didn't hear it, but
That's because I
and not
muted
share
myself.
with us why.
I'm pretty sure that if I smell it from across the pond, that was a bad one. Let's.
That
Is
woke
there
Alex up.
anything else anyone has to add to this?
Yeah, I'm really curious if they will ever address when she writes Frankenstein or when that happens. Because remember in the beginning they were all very concerned that wasn't going to happen that night, and it didn't.
Yeah, but is that
So-
not continued in the Big Finish audio? I don't know. Because
Yeah.
there's a Big Finish audio that is like around the same time.
Yeah, there are. There's Mary's story, which I haven't heard, but the other stories, she's already written Frankenstein.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
so I
I'm
think it
curious
kind
if
of
they ever
slots
resolve
in
that.
time. It's all timey-wimey. It slots in somewhere.
And
Yeah.
that other female character who I don't know who she was, but the one that, well, Byron was hitting on all the women, but when he hid behind her, and at the end she finally called him on it and said, well, you did this and this, and then you actually used my person as a human, as a shield.
Claire Claremont. Claremont was married to Lord Claremont and sleeping with Lord Byron.
Oh.
She was one of his paramours.
Paramours. Well, so
Yeah, lots of love there. No.
I had just seen.
He wrote a poem called Vampires, or called, or I think it was it Tiger Burning Bright or something. One of his poems had to do with vampires, and she wrote Frankenstein, and Percy Shelley wrote ghost stories, or that whole night, whole group of people.
Yeah, they spent the night. Yeah.
Created horror, created science fiction.
Yeah, I know.
Created the dark storytelling of they were phenomenal intellects.
So this is one of my question is this going to be addressed further down in Who, because the night didn't happen as it was supposed to, and
well, it's a three-parter, so we'll have it might go back.
I wonder if that'll be addressed down the road, or they'll just be one of those Who things they'll just let go.
Maybe I see. I'll listen to Mary's story before next week. I promise I'll do that, and that way I'll know what the hell happened according to Big Finish.
But is that Big Finish story take place after this episode?
It takes place. It's where she writes Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's the one where she writes Frankenstein. Yeah.
Did the authors communicate with each other? No. Okay.
No, they didn't.
One was written 5 years ago.
Oh, okay. So who knows what this particular episode's going to do?
Yeah, I know, but all things being equal, things will, there will be some connection, I assume. Jake, have you read Mary's story?
No, I haven't. I haven't listened to either of the Mary Shelley stories.
Isn't it called The Silver Tusk?
I haven't listened to the Silver Tusk. That's why I was so fussed.
You want to buy the Big Finishes, Jake?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go and buy it. Yeah.
If only you knew somebody like you could get like an account off, a password. Or if only you
these guys are so funny. Oh my gosh.
Well, actually, that certain account hasn't got it, so I'm gonna have to get it.
Snarky.
Oh, is it not got it?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you'll have to get Lee to buy it then.
Big Finish, if you're listening, Jake buys all of his episodes and owns them all.
Yes, Big Finish, please sponsor me.
Are you trying to get him into trouble?
No, I'm trying to save that.
I think you're all trying to get him into trouble, but he's just doing what everybody wants to do, just being
steal Big Finishes,
being a really good Doctor Who fan and listening to all the stuff. That's
right.
all we really want to do.
That's right. I totally understand.
Okay, well, with that, thank you, Big Finish, for introducing Mary Shelley a long time ago.
And I would like to say, thank you for the music, Abba.
Thank you for the music.
The song.
We got to find that tune.
Thanks for all the joy they bring. Who could live without it? I ask in all honesty. What would life be without a song? What's that there? He got frozen going down. Let it go, Susan.
All right. Let's
Bye,
go.
everyone.
Delete.
What was we going to say? You got to like and subscribe and share and comment and.
Yeah, just hold on a second. All right. Thank you, folks, for being part of my podcast, our podcast at Geeks Assembled. Thank you for reviewing.
She quickly rectified that one.
Thank you for reviewing the Haunting of Villa Diodati.
Say it
Thank you
5
for
times
joining
quick.
me.
Say it 5 times quickly. Can you say it 5 times really fast? Go on.
The Haunting of Villa Diodati. The Haunting of Villa Diodati. Okay, never mind. Let's just say thank you, and please subscribe. Continue to continue to subscribe to Geeks Assembled and hit the bell to receive notification of our ensuing podcasts. And please do share this widely and comment below if you've listened to all the Mary Shelley stories, and if you're invested in Mary Shelley as a Doctor Who character, and
I'm sure
also
Cher adores her.
What's that?
I'm sure Cher adores Mary Shelley.
Yeah, I'm sure Cher adores.
If I could find a way.
Thank you, Cher, for watching our podcast.
Strong enough.
And thank you, Graham, who's part of Geeks Assembled, for doing Audio Who and for involving us in further adventures with Big Finish and with the audio adventures. And thank you, Alan, for being host and stuff on some of them, and host on some of them. And thank you.
How many people are you thanking?
Thank you, Doctor Who, for being so awesome. And thank you, Jodie Whittaker, for being amazing. And thank you, companions, for being a fam. And
I'd like to thank Jake's family. I'd like to thank Susie's family. I'd like to thank Jesus.
Thank you for everything.
Let's thank Jesus. Let's have a moment of reflecting and thanking Jesus that we're here today.
And with that,
I'd like to thank Donald Trump.
No.
Thank you for being a good Cyberman, a good lone Cyberman, an evil lone Cyberman. Thank you, Jack Harkness, for coming back.
I'd like to thank Lady Gaga.
Thank you, Jerry Davis and Kit Pidler, who invented the Cybermen in the first place.
Yes.
And thank you, Kip and Jane Baker as well.
Okay, and please,
stop record button.
Really, Alex would like to apologize for all of the aforementioned thank yous.
I'd like to apologize to my mum. I'd like to apologize to my dad. We'd like to apologize to Pip and Jane Baker. We'd like to apologize. We'd like to apologize to Lady Gaga. We'd like to apologize. Who else did we?
If you too are affected by Alex, please comment down below.
We'll get the most comments
I know
ever
it
now.
sucks. You'd like to.
If you have been affected by anything on this podcast, then please follow the link below. Professional advice.
By my hideous hair today, because I'm doing laundry. I'm terribly sorry, but go get a life.
It's just keep going on.
It's just rambling now. Let's end it. Bye, everyone.
See you, Jake. Where you going, Jake?
Shut it down.
Let's go to an all-you-can-eat, Jake. Well, hold on. You didn't say goodbye.
Keep waving.
Susan, you didn't say goodbye.
I did say goodbye. Freaking goodbye.
All right. Shall we delete?
Delete.